I haven't seen you for so long.
No, it's just weird. It's just weird not seeing humans in
I
person.
know.
We
I know.
we shall push through.
Yeah. How are you? Do you think you're cool with it? Like isolation? Do you think it's something that you could do on a long-term basis?
Um, if I had work, yes.
Mm. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If I had work, yes. But for those who don't know, I do events, I DJ and what have you, and I do photography as well. And overnight, my industry just disappeared, like
Just
literally
yeah.
overnight.
Shut down
So
completely.
so that, if I'm honest, has given me concern. It's made me, it's given me cause for concern. It's given me anxiety. It's given me worries
Mm.
and all of that. So if it wasn't for the work situation, I think I'd be fine. I've learned. This has taught me that I'm quite an isolated person anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just the work situation that's major concern for me.
That's the yeah, because you don't know how long as well. That's the mad thing.
And then after how long, it's like how gradual is the return to normality? Is it a steep sort of curve, or is it just like a slowly ever lost? Like this week, I've admitted the fact that 2020 is just a write-off. Like the whole of 2020.
Yeah, it's like
Don't
forget
make any
2020.
don't make any plans. Like I know I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm fine, man. I've got a flight booked in September. I'm gonna go back to normal."
Yeah, forget
Nah.
that. I don't even want to go. The thing is, even if they opened up the flights, I don't actually want to go anywhere right now. Like, I'm just good this year. Let me just keep myself quiet. So, with your, let's say, mental health, do you think that you've ever had a moment where you thought, or you just felt maybe stuck in a rut and it's something that you can't control? Have you ever felt like you've lost control of your mind, even?
So I've felt like I've lost control of things, which in turn affects my mind.
Right. Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Mm.
I'd like to think that I work well in high pressure situations. However, it begins with a crash. So something will happen.
Yeah.
Like there's moments from everything going absolutely bad, and then I'll have like a dip, and I'll just beat up on myself, like sort of mentally, and I'll feel like I can't figure out like New York, for example. I was in New York for a couple of years last year,
Yeah.
and
Not like you was in New York forever.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just under 2 years. It was literally just under 2 years, and towards the like a year and a half into it, I'll be honest, I was running out of money. I was literally running out of
Yeah.
money, living a dual life. I was doing events here while pursuing everything I was pursuing in New York, and things were looking real sketchy. I didn't know if I could make it another month.
Yeah.
And I was really down. I kept I was kept to myself. I isolated, literally. Didn't do much. Wasn't really communicating with people. And then the Lord just presented me with an opportunity, and I took it. I ran with it, and I did well. Let's just say that I did very well.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
And I was able to enjoy my remaining sort of few months in New York. So my whole full-time occupation was DJ slash promoter slash photographer, and it was going okay. What I found is that a lot of my friends who are also in a similar game have some type of contingency sort of backup plan,
Like a backup, like a plan B.
And unfortunately, they've also been affected with the disappearance of a whole industry. But a lot of them are working from home. A lot of them have day jobs and stuff like that, and it's making me realize, like, I took things for granted. I'm not even gonna lie. The one thing this lot has shown me is that my emergency reserve was not what it should have been. My contingency plan was non-existent. My backup plan, my plan B, C, I've always been like, there's no plan B. I'll just stick with plan A.
Yeah, this is what you're doing, and yeah.
And then this happened, and I think, not to be hard on myself, but no one could have seen this coming.
Yeah, no one at all.
To an extent, you can anticipate recession, you can anticipate wars, you can anticipate some type of mad phenomena. But this, I don't think anybody saw this coming. So that, knowing that, has not made me beat up myself too much.
Okay.
But I'm still, part of me from day, on days I'm like, you should have really been in a better position than you are now. Prepare for the worst, but plan. I don't want to say plan for the best, but I just plan anyway, so that
plan for what you want to do, what you like to do. Yeah.
If the worst doesn't happen, you'll be in a good position. And I'm literally doing that as we speak.
You know what? At first, I was overwhelmed because I have a lot of extrovert friends, and then they want to talk all the time. So there's video calls, there's Zoom meetings, there's phone calls, and literally, I was every day I had blocked in my diary another Zoom call, and that was a lot. I felt like I was bombarded a little bit, and I just stopped turning up to things online. But now it's evened out. I think everyone's kind of cool now. Everyone's getting in their rhythm, finding a new rhythm. But as for like my mental health, I think there have been occasions when I thought, okay, this doesn't feel right. But I think that's been throughout my whole life from childhood. And that was just with me being so introverted. And when I was a kid, they would literally say, oh, you're just shy. So I was told that I was shy all my life. So I kind of just accepted, well, I'm shy. So that was my excuse to be that way. I never explored it. I just lived like that. I'm shy. And it was only as I got older and it kind of started to bother me that I felt so uncomfortable in certain situations that I started to investigate and look at my personality. Why do I always feel like this? Why is this so difficult? Things like speaking in public, all this kind of, even this now is like a step for me. And I kind of found that, okay, there's personality types, which I'm obsessed with. And once I found my personality type, then I found a whole community of people that had the same personality type as me. Then I found a load of memes on Instagram that made jokes about my personality type, which I find hilarious because I'm like, there's other people that know what I'm feeling. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that helps a lot. So where I'm feeling, oh, I'm so strange. Why am I so strange? And I'm like, hold on, all of these people are exactly the same. They feel exactly the same as me. And you realize, actually, I'm just wired that way, you know? So I think that helped a lot. It's probably that feeling that you don't feel alone. And yeah, I mean, I've never been to therapy before. I went, I think I had like one session when I was like 13 or I didn't feel like it was helpful at all. But I wasn't open to it either. I didn't want to go.
I was just about to say,
I think you have to want to go as well. So I didn't want to go. I didn't like what you told me. I was just against it. And but I think now I would go. I do want to go. I will go at some point. But and I think everyone should go. You know, I think everyone should go. It might be a little thing that you can just nip in the bud.
There's that narrative that if you go to the gym to exercise your body, why aren't you going, like, why aren't you doing the same for your mind? And therapy is a form of, it's an exercise or therapy as it is, but it does something to your mind. It gives you a chance to offload. Different perspective. It opens new possibilities. I myself haven't done therapy, but I'd be open to it. I would be open to it. I mean, I'm a strong believer that everyone's got some. So trauma exists in so many different ways and patterns and sort of situations, and I feel like everybody has had some form of trauma in their childhood, which has definitely influenced how they are now. I'm a very stubborn person. I know I don't really talk or open up or whatever, and I'm I don't know why I'm like this, but I definitely feel like my childhood has definitely something to do with that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I definitely know, sometimes I can remember certain moments where I did this. I got a particular reaction, and so because of that reaction, I never did that again.
Same. Oh my gosh, exactly the same.
And that I can picture moments with confidence doing that. So therefore, I'm despite what I do, I don't like in front of crowds. Like, I don't, even though I've spoken to in front of hundreds, if not 1,000, like 1,000+ crowd. I do not like doing that still. And I can almost pinpoint it to a time at school when I did it and I was ridiculed, and I vowed never to speak in front of a class again. And I don't know, maybe the two are related, who knows? But I'd definitely be open to unpacking that at some point. I definitely would.
Yeah, I remember in school, so when I was in infant school, I loved school. I was like, I loved doing my work. I just really loved it. And I had this best friend, and I remember this girl was like the most popular girl in school. Everyone wanted to be her friend. And I remember every time the teachers would like praise me for my work and stuff, she would get vexed about it. And then she'd stop talking to me. And then the whole school would stop talking to me if she stopped talking to me. I mean, it was really proper small, but it affected me so much. And I remember just hating every time the teacher went to praise me. Like, I'd literally be like, please, please don't say nothing, because I don't want everyone to stop talking to me. And so I always hated that attention, and I feel like I took that with me for the rest of my life up to today. Like, people say, how can you hate attention when you're a singer and you do this and you do that? I like singing. I hate attention. Like, you can have both. I hate the attention.
I've asked you that back in the day. I'm like, why are you out there?
Yeah, no, I hate the attention. I just hate that feeling, and I feel like it's come from that, it getting praised in front of people. I'd be so I struggle when someone says, "Oh, you're pretty," or I don't even know how to receive it. Do you know what I mean? It's really difficult. So yeah, that was a little self-discovery, but I feel like with therapy and things like that, they would dig up a lot more. So I feel like I want to see a woman. I want to see someone who would understand me a bit more, someone who is a woman, someone who is Black, someone who is a Christian, just so they kind of understand a bit of my journey. I feel like that would make it a lot easier for me to connect with her. But yeah.
The important thing to add to that is, Butterfly, I'm sure you're right. But I think is the main thing is just go see somebody as soon as possible. Just go see someone, and then if it doesn't work out, cool. And then figure it out. Because I've been like that, where I used certain things as an excuse. Oh wait, this might not be the right person. I'll wait till someone comes along, or I hear of the right person and whatever to pursue that. So I think, I guess, by all means, do the research and all that. But I think the minute you see someone who fits your requirements, Black, Christian, a woman, then just go. And then if it doesn't work,
it's like making that step, isn't it? Because maybe even if it's not the right type, they could probably advise you on where to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where can I go with the whole time mental health thing? I mean, for me, during this whole time period of time, yes, I would definitely say it's affected me. Probably even more so after me losing my mum.
Yeah.
Oh God, I feel like, oh God.
Any lady slide up in his DM.
Oh, please don't. Okay, where was I? Especially with this whole time, especially with my mum passing. I think also with this, with bereavement, you always have the closeness of family being there, and it's an interaction of people being there in your presence.
Yeah.
And not able to have that in this situation because of what's going on, it has been really, really hard. I'm quite reserved. I kind of don't really talk that much. And just even talking has been very hard. Because it's not actually something that I do. I'm more that someone who listens to other people than talk. Has the space of not being around people been good? Has it affected my mental health? I would say yes, definitely it has. There's been days within this whole entire period of time where just waking up, being alone, and then having that thought, then able to let your mind overthink things that it doesn't need to think. It has affected me. It has played a big toll on me, where there's points where I feel like, oh, I can't handle this, I can't do it. And then when I do snap out of that, and that's only because of me thinking about what my mum wants best for me thinking as a Christian, that's not what the best thing is for me, because I'm allowing the devil to get better of me and using this kind of situation for me to draw me down and forget about my beliefs, or even question my belief of what God has done for me. I think not able to lay my mum to rest at the precise moment in time is also playing a big part of my mental health as well. Because like he asked me questions, like he turns around and says to me, "Oh, Daddy, why is Grandma still sleeping? Can we wake Grandma up? What is heaven? Where is heaven?" And then he might turn around and say, "Oh, Grandma's watching us. Oh, Grandma won't be happy to do this. You need to do this." And that's a 4-year-old boy telling me this.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when it comes from a child, it means so much.
And then I just feel that's my mum talking to him and talking to him through to allow him to talk to me, allow her to talk to me. And it's just so funny, because like how amazing that a 4-year-old could be that aware and that understanding and that age.
A lot of people are saying that they can relate, because I have quite a few friends actually that are online that have lost a parent, and they're saying in the comments as well, everything you're saying they've experienced, do you know what I mean, and are still experiencing. Big up Scholar. I know you lost your dad recently, and you're yet to bury him, is that correct? It's just I can't imagine going through that now. As much as I can say I can relate to a lot of things, I still have around me, see them, I could hug them, I was able to have all of that. But like now, where you can't even have a proper send-off, etc., I don't know.
For me, I definitely need to do bereavement counselling, and within 2 type of forms, one spiritually and one just normal. I think they will both help. And also, just I would say that I think there's things within inside me personally that I need to express, I need to talk about, I need to figure out, that will allow me to find who I am and who I need to be. And I think counselling is definitely something I'm going to do 100% without a question or a doubt. Especially when I do get the chance to lay my mum to rest, especially afterwards, because I'm definitely going to need it.
I mean, I think a lot of people are doing different things at this time. Some people are trying to be really productive and, trying to get a lot done. And some people are pressured by that as well. And I don't think it's a good idea to pressure yourself stuff. But sometimes you just need to be still for a minute. Sometimes you just have a minute to just not do anything. I think that's true. People need to know that as well. Like, you don't have to come out with all these new qualifications and new businesses and to put on yourself. We're going through trauma, everybody. Those numbers, I haven't been watching the news, to be fair, so I have no idea what the numbers are, but that alone is depressing. Oh, Angel, thank you so much for sharing, Angel. I was thinking about doing a bereavement chat, but it's so difficult. Like, you can't even advertise it. It's like, how depressing is it? But at the same time, everyone kind of goes through it, and it's really difficult to talk about. But I'm glad that we got to touch on it tonight. So what do you do, sir?
So I'm a forensic psychologist. I work in mental health. So I'm currently operation manager for a community mental health team. Yeah, day job is psychologist.
I don't even know how long. I don't know how long I've known people. I just know that I met you through my friend Emma. I think that's when we first met, right?
No, that's when you first met me. I met you. You forgot me before that. So yeah.
Shame.
It's fine. It's
Same. Anyone else that I've done that to, I've been told that I do this. Sorry. Group of your male friends, there's a group of my girlfriends, and we all hook up and go out together. We went to Berlin. How many years ago? I posted it today. We went to Berlin 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We went to Berlin Carnival. Clark was like, I don't like soca. Fast forward, Clark's in the corner doing his thing. He's definitely into soca. So yeah, we've had good times. When the flyers went out, I think people know your face and they may have seen you out, or you know what I mean, they know you from wherever they know you from, and a lot of people were surprised at what you do. Because I was saying I wanted to put the Galdem Sugar under your name, but
no,
we didn't go with that. How did you get into being a psychologist? Like, why did you decide to do that? How did that come about?
So it actually wasn't intentional. I was doing my A-levels. I was doing sociology, and I remember the first semester I didn't do very well. I mean, I got like E's or something like that, and I just moved to a bit of a backstory. I went to all boys school, so I was like just used to being around boys. So, but all the girls were in psychology. So then, but it worked out well. It worked out well because I was 16, 17. And then obviously I ended up doing psychology, and it ended up being my best subject. So I went on to study at uni, psychology and counselling, then masters, etc.
For how many years have you been working?
So I've been working in mental health since 2006, as a psychologist since 2014, as a proper psychologist. I've got a lot of friends who have experienced mental health, and family who have experienced mental health. Sometimes I don't even know that they're going through it.
Right.
And it's hard to know where to be a friend and where to be a psychologist. Does that make sense?
I was going to ask you that as well, actually.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of draw the line, and it's hard to kind of, separate the two. But ultimately, you're just being you. There's a lot of pressure that comes with it. Just in so much as people want you to have the answers, and you don't always have the answers.
I've never been diagnosed with any kind of mental health problem, but I do say that I suffer from anxiety at times, and sometimes I think, am I suffering from anxiety, or am I just a bit nervous? Or I can't say I've ever suffered with depression, but I know people who have said that they have suffered from depression. And then I'm thinking, are you just having a bad day, or are you depressed? Like, I can probably pinpoint 2 occasions where I may have had like a bit of an anxiety attack, even though I don't know what an anxiety attack feels like, where I've just felt overcome by emotion, and I can't even explain it, to be fair. I just know that it's not right, it's not normal, and I've just had to calm myself down and breathe, and then I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, I think that was a panic attack, I'm not too sure. So how would you, if I came to you and said, how do I know if that was an anxiety attack, or do I have anxiety? How do you tell?
So I think a lot of people go through this and they think because they feel anxious, they're having an anxiety attack, which isn't always the case. If I sneeze, it doesn't mean that I've got a cold. If I cough, I don't have COVID. But we like to self-diagnose because we don't seek help. And this is a cultural thing. I don't want to make it all about race, but black people generally don't, when they access mental health services, first sort of primary or secondary services, they don't do it via the conventional routes, such as GPs, therapists. They access it via the criminal justice route, or because they've been picked up and taken into A&Es, because we don't seek the right support to find out what we're actually suffering. So you've been dealing with with this issue for so many years, or you've had a few attacks, but you've never done anything about it because you feel you can just internalize it. Whereas our peers, other races, say they're a lot quicker to go to a GP, seek talking therapies, and kind of get through problems a lot quicker.
Right.
And what it means for us is that we are, when we do enter the mental health system, and I'll say we as Black people, when we do enter the mental health system, we enter it at a lot later stage, which means it's harder to reverse. Because the treatments they give us are a lot more harsher, or they section us, or they give us injections or depots. So, yeah, which if we've been diagnosed early, then we could have just taken tablets and been at home. So there's a lot. The time we enter the mental health system affects how long we're in it for. I think there's a stigma attached to mental health from early doors, to be honest. And like we're very dismissive of it. Like if someone's showing signs of mental health, we'll be like, oh, like you're moving mad, or like are you crazy? Like we kind of often throw away terms. Or when I remember being younger, and there was a mad person in inverted commas on the bus, and my mum pulling me away from him, saying like, keep away from him, like, or do you want to be like that when you're older?
Oh, someone's asked a question. Natalie. Hi, Natalie. What would you suggest be the best way to encourage someone from an ethnic background to seek help?
I think some of the stuff that you spoke with Essay earlier on, and the last guy, but it's just communication. Communication really helps in letting people know that you're going. So thanks, Andy, as well. Letting people know that you're going through the same thing, or that like you've experienced it too. A lot of the stigma that we have about a system like mental health and that stuff, you think it's some guy in a white coat that's going to be sitting there marking you like behind the window. It isn't that. It's literally a conversation. And I've had therapy myself, not clinically, but when I was studying and stuff. And it's initially when I started studying, I was very young and rash and cocky. Some might sound still that now, but so I went into it with very much the wrong attitude. So I was like, this guy's not going to get into me. I'm not going to give anything away. But by the end of it, I actually really benefit from it. And there's ways we can kind of seek answers for myself. And even now, like I'm supposed to have sessions every month so that I can kind of make sure that my mental health is in check, because I'm almost taking all this stuff from other people, and I can make sure that I'm okay as well. When I was searching, I looked at this site and I thought, okay, there's a lot of people here that look like me. They could probably understand me a bit better. Do you think that would make a difference? Does it? Can they just be a good therapist? I think it depends on the individual. It wouldn't make a difference to me, if I'm completely honest, because someone from your own, if you identify too much with someone, you may hold back. You may feel that they're judgmental of you, or you may feel that they may be recognizable or look like someone that you know, and so you can kind of transfer your feelings to that person you know, into somebody else. But in other ways, it can, because they get what you're saying and they understand where you're coming from. It's like we have generally what we find is that if a white doctor says it's a black patient, they're more likely to put them on section than if a black doctor says it's a black patient. Does that make sense? Really? Yeah, because they don't. So if a white doctor sees two black men across the road shouting, or a black man shouting on the road, you may think that he's unwell. Whereas if a black doctor saw it, or if I saw it, and I may understand it's just cultural, they might just be having a normal conversation, because sometimes you've got two youths just having a general normal conversation, but to someone else they will think, oh my gosh, someone's about to get killed. Just to remind everybody what he looks like. Can you stop this? So because we're talking to a black screen, so I'm just helping people out. I hope it's been helpful for people. It's been helpful for me because I needed this conversation, and and I was genuinely asking this question
how do I know if I'm okay? So thank you to SA. Thank you for Angel coming on last minute. Thanks to Clark. Made it really easy for me. The men that spoke today, a breath of fresh air. I agree, Bex. I agree. I like to hear when men speak about their feelings because you don't get that a lot. So well done to you guys. Anyway, I'm off because I'm hungry.